Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you. Good morning everyone.
Welcome back to the Thinker.
And a very Merry Christmas to you all.
Yes indeed. As you can see, it's very Christmassy here. It's been cold overnight.
Very cold.
Minus 2.4 Celsius last night, which is, we do get the odd cold day, but it is unusual. But as you can see,
beautiful blue sky.
Well, there's not a cloud in it, which is great for our power on the shortest days.
Yes.
Yes, Merry Christmas everyone.
Alfie's at the back of you. Hello Alf.
Hello. Here he is.
Come to say hello.
So Merry Christmas from Alfie. Sharon's going back to the UK tomorrow to spend Christmas with her mum. This time of year, although everyone's celebrating and people like to celebrate, spare a thought for those who've lost loved ones and are spending the first Christmas and that alone. It's not an easy time for everyone, so be kind and spread a bit of joy.
Absolutely.
Anyway, what are we up to?
I am going to get that floor finished before I go back.
I'm not taking it to the airport until it's done.
I promise, I'll get it finished before I go back.
It's only a little bit left now.
Not much.
And I'm going to take a look at this cooker surround. We've finally...
know what we're doing with it?
We think so anyway. So let's have a look.
So this is the floor in question. If you just remember from the last video, up to here now, just literally got this bit to do. It's been a pain. We had to get the laser level out to make it as level as possible. I can't go any further than here because this is going to have a slight ramp down, we think, into the kitchen because they are two slightly different levels, and rather than have a step, which is always a trip hazard, we thought a gentle slope would work better. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on now, as I say, and just get this last little bit done. Alfie's supervising, make sure I do it properly, and yeah, happy days.
So the range cooker in question, we decided what we're going to do. We're going to sort the base out, put some up the side that way, because originally I said we were going to put them the same as the other cabinets, but Sharon says she prefers it this way, and I'm inclined not to disagree. So it's wonky because I've just taken the legs off and dropped them down to the lowest point, so out of the way. We can still see this stone and the entrance to the bread oven, keep that exposed, because we spent a lot of time working on that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a plinth across the front, just a slight bit wider than the cooker itself. Screw it to these, which will give us a firm base for it to sit on, and then put a piece across the back as well, so that is absolutely solid. So, over to the workshop. Incidentally, we can't put the floor down in the main part here until the cooker bit's done, and until this wall's lime washed as well. Again, in the last video, I got it all prepared. It's just ready to go now, so yeah, but I want to get this done first because it's just been bugging me for ages. So I'm going to hopefully take these out, and hopefully move this rubbish out of the way, rest the cooker on these things at the side. If it's going to be stable, I hope so. Don't want any accidents. No, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'll have to get Sharon to give me a hand, I think. I'll pop that back. We'll have to move the oven. I've actually done it. Steps in it. I can whiz that out of the way now. And the reason we want to lift it up, because you can see it is very low on me. And then the floor is also coming up this thickness of this stone as well. So we thought we'd lift it right up, and it'll leave it as a decent height once we've built the floor up as well. So I'm going to go and make this base.
And we're off. My favourite space. Oh, Not much to do now, I don't mind. Be nice to get it done before I go back.
Okay, so just before we start cutting, what's not helping is once again the rhomboid shape to this room. I want this side parallel with this wall here, which is about there, align the other side. My idea maybe first was to put the other side at a bit more of a gentle angle. I've just laid it out with the timber on the floor and it does not look right at all. So I think I'm going to go for both sides symmetrical, because I want the front piece to extend up to the corners, and ideally I need to cut the angles to take the return, when it goes back to the angle it goes back at. Yes, so it's not so easy, but I think that's how we're going to go with it for now. And then the tops will be equal on both sides. The gas pot will fit in there nicely. It even comes out of regulation 30 centimetres from the stove when it's right up against the thing. So I'm happy with that, at least we're keeping it legal. So yeah, I think first I'm going to actually sand down the big piece for the front, because it's in a 5 metre length at the minute, and the easiest way to sand it is when it's in one big piece, and then decide how I'm going to cut these angles and what's going to go into the corners to finish them off. So I've not sanded the whole length down, just a bit that I need that's going to be the face on display. I now need to work out what angles I need to cut my two ends at for that return. So I'll go and get the old bevel gauge out and see if I can figure it out. Right, so I've got my angleometer. I've just marked out this angle. I've just laid a piece right across the front of the stove. It's pretty much good where it wants to be, so I can set my saw up now to that angle and cut the wood correctly. Right, so the angle, which I should have remembered actually, is 17 degrees. So what I'm going to do is tilt my saw, everything's set to 17 degrees, which is there. And then cut the first one, measure the distance that I need across the longest points, and then cut the other half, flip it over and cut the other side the same. Get as much as we can actually. Oops. I can move the saw. Lovely. Right, let's do it. And in the meantime, Sharon's on with the next mix. We're nearly there.
You wouldn't believe that little bit has even taken a second mix, but it has. But yes, I'm very, very nearly there now.
It's warming up nicely outside. I might have to lose a layer or two. The next thing I want to do, so I've got my big blocks there. I need to fix these two here. I'm going to glue them and screw them. I just need to get them in the right place. In theory, these want to be 820 millimeters apart, and then 330 in from each end. So let's see if I can make that work. Slight change of technique. I've just clamped these to the bench. I'm going to do this side first. I've marked on the back exactly where I want it. with it again, and on the top as well actually, for my own reference. I'm just going to drop it down, glue it and screw it through. I've got some of the big black screws you see me using before on that table of Chris and Lillian's as well. I'm going to put them in after, but I don't have any right now, they're on the way, we've used them all up again. So I'm just going to put normal big screws through and glue it just to lock it, and then when the other screws come I'll pop them out and swap them over. I'm going to actually measure these out. I should have done that before, so we get them all square when they're in. In fact, I'm just going to put another diagonal one in there, so we'll give them a rough measure. And then we'll square the other two up with it after. 40, 30 in. X marks the spot. Cool. Right, I shall repeat the process on the other side. Right, so I've just marked this side already before I put it together. Maybe life a bit easier. Plenty of glue on. Oh. Let him down. There we go. Oh, dropping them already. So, right, we'll let that dry for a bit first before we do anything else with it. So this is getting more and more complicated by the second. What I've done is the angles are great. I've placed two side pieces on which are going to be, that I've just laid, stud them there basically. To check my distance across the back, I want to make a back piece to go in here. Similar to the front, but leave this centre bit open so I can just prop the cooker up and slide this in under the feet. The upright from here is going to be notched out around there, and that's going to go up the side of the cooker. Then there's going to be another upright here, but on this angle, so I'm going to have to chamfer that, and that's going to go up to carry the corner, and then another upright at the back here, because I'm going to have doors on the sides. So what I need to do is put a piece across the back, same as the front but without the middle bit, but it needs to be 45-50 millimeters shorter to allow for the thickness of my wood, so that can stand on the outside to make a frame for the door. I hope it's making sense. It will unfold as we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut two pieces to go across here at the same angle, exact angle there. Fix these in place, and then we need to let it dry, so I'll go and get them cut. So there we go. What I've done now, I've just got an offcut of the actual piece of timber I'm going to be using, just to make sure I get this in exactly the right place. And same as before, I'm just going to glue it and screw it, he says. Doesn't matter where these screws go, doesn't matter what they are. All I'm doing now is basically just building a big solid base frame that I can work upwards from, and because I need to put, needs to be strong enough to take a marble top. This does as well, so I'm going to need quite a bit of timber in it. Right, so let's get him in, get him all lined up there, nice. I've got a few screws in it. Yeah, that split, it doesn't matter. Didn't want to push too hard on it because I've not done any clamps on it. I'll probably clamp it for the other side in a second. Right, I'll carry on, get the other one in. So there we have it, a mighty cooker frame. I might just get the random orbital sander and just take these edges round. Front's nice, you're going to see that, but this top corner, I don't know if you'll see, you might see it a bit, so I'm just going to round it in, and then we can't do any more until it's all gone off and we can safely move it. Yeah, I might just do these corners as well, and the top of there. So, wherever it is, I'll go and find it. Nice, right, we'll come back to that when it's all gone off in the morning. I don't want to risk moving it now. It's probably pretty heavy as well. So happy days.
So there we have it, mission accomplished. As I say, can't do any more here because we need to do the floor in the kitchen, see where the levels are and decide how much of a slope we need. But yes, very pleased. It's drying out nicely already. And I'm now off to get supplies so that Andy's got plenty of food and drink for the festive season, doesn't have to worry about shopping.
It's another day, a brand new day. I just dropped Sharon off at the airport. On the way back, I've picked up the security door that I've got to fit on the gentleman's house that got broken into. I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. Popped in at Chris and Lillian's, dropped them off a sander so we can carry on working on that tabletop. Like you said, that was in the video, it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. Chris is actually on his way over now to help me get the monster base I made for the cooker underneath the cooker. Yeah, I think even with Sharon's help it would have been a bit of a struggle, but Chris is a big strong lad and we should be able to do it between us. So, just waiting for him to get here, then we'll be on it. My black screws have arrived anyway this morning, and this is all looking pretty solid. I might need to do some sanding on these bits as well. I don't know, but probably the easiest thing to do now is to get it in place, and we can look at it and make a call from there. So as soon as Chris gets here, we're going to oof it round. It's quite heavy and awkward, especially getting through the gate and then into the house, so a lift is always good. Right, so he's here.
Hello.
And what we've just been saying, Chris had just said it'd be easy to just sand the whole lot of this top down now before we move it, because it's at the right height rather than being on the floor.
Yeah,
so,
not like we did.
Speaking from experience. So I'm just going to whiz it down, and then we'll get it in the house. Get a little bit of it.
You're heading this way, so I'll hold this like this so it don't...
Right, let's see if we can get it in there. We just stand it up like that. We should be able to carry it by...
You want it by the top of the base or both?
Top should be fine, I think, or both, or however you like.
I don't want to damage it.
You won't break it. dodgy curtain. Right, we just park this here for a minute.
Do you want it face down on its side?
That's on its side of the best so we don't mark it.
Yeah.
We'll move the cook out of the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to move this over there out of the way. There's a flying socket down there.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up. I'm sure I didn't pick that one up.
Just
Yeah.
just see you.
How's that?
That should be fine. That. Move these. Flying these. Right.
So this was the bottom.
This is the face, yeah. And that's the top. So it just wants to spin.
Yeah.
Spin round like
Spin
that.
one way. Yeah.
So
Okay.
like that. Something like that anyway. I might have to just knock a bit of this forward away because it's very uneven. But we're going to drop it in. Let's go back now, just near the wall.
Okay, and off the flex obviously.
That's got to be sorted yet.
Yeah.
So I need to square it up now so these are directly in line evenly with them. So I'll have a mess about with it. Right, yeah, we've messed about with it. We're happy where it is. Let's see if we can be alright with the handle. Yeah. Jiggle this into position. Okay. Now do you want to go to you a bit?
I think so.
Just a fraction. We can always wiggle it in a minute. We ready then?
Yep.
All together. And right, it's not light, is it either? To you. That's it. Hey.
Right, it wants to be either in your side or out my
I
side.
need to check the width of the back here. We've got a little tile that Chris has donated to us, a few of them. We're going to tile at the back here, so we just need to check that. So we'll fiddle it about, get it exactly where we want it, and show you in a minute. So we've just offered up these where the sides are going to be, and that's pretty much dead centre that. But we need to adjust it towards the back of the wall now for the tile width. So we're going to have to move the whole frame, which just gets heavier and heavier, doesn't it? So where's my tile? Here it is. Need to make this fit nicely at the back. It goes in that side alright, but not in this side. Or maybe actually. Now we moved it. We've got it. I think it wants to go back at your side, doesn't it?
A little bit.
So the whole frame, the whole lot,
Okay.
the wood and everything. If you could. That's it, hang on, let's try that. Things you've got to do.
Have I gone too far?
Just under them stones there. You know what, I think that'll be alright. Just have a measure on these and it should be good, I think. I think we're good. Decide if we're going to level it first. Slack that off. Oh dear. As it is there, or?
Right, I'm going to lower it down now so it's at the bubble.
Okay.
Quickly. About there, and then you can find the just from there.
You want it to be rusty, you know?
Yeah. So the minute it's bang in the middle.
Right, how's that?
Now,
There's a little bit more
let
in.
it go down. Yeah, it needs to go up a little touch more.
Like that.
Look at that. Smack bang in the bubble.
Upstairs.
This one just needs...
That one. Right, we'll carry on. So after pretty much eternity. It's absolutely perfect. As perfect as we're going to get it. in every direction and everything and that. So as long as we don't move it now, we can get the rest of it built. So I've been pondering this for the best part of an hour. It's going to be a real challenge because of the angles, because I need a flat top all the way around it to put the marble on. What I'm going to do first, what I need to do, I want the marble sort of flush with the top of the cooker. So I need to allow for the thickness of the marble. Then I want to put a sterling board base on the top, so I need to allow for the thickness of that. And then I want to put a strut across to carry that, so I need to allow for the thickness of that. As I don't know what these are just yet, that's what's causing me a headache. So I think I'm going to do some calculations, measure what wood I've got. I've got a lot of reclaimed stuff and offcuts and things which I'd like to incorporate into it. So I'm going to work out and I'm going to cut 2 bits for each side. They're going to be notched out to sit behind this, so the front will be flush. They'll come up to somewhere around there. Then the top piece will go across, so I need some for that corner as well. But then I've also got to carry it round, make sure I've got enough wood on the surface, if that makes sense, to put a piece that way as well, and you know, all the way around it. So yes, it's a bit of a challenge. So I'm just going to start here and see how it evolves. I can see what I want at the end of it, which is half the battle. If you can visualise what you want, then generally you can build it. So first job, I think, measure and cut and notch out 2 pieces for each side. Of course, Alfie's helping, supervising. So that's the desired length. The next thing I want to do is rip it in half, and this will do for my 2 front legs. They don't need to be that thick. And I've just realised I got my 17-degree angle on here, which doesn't matter because I'll put it at the bottom. Right, get this sorted out. So what I've done, I've marked my centre, lined it up with the blade, and then set my guide to exactly that. Let's do it. Move that. So the only part of this that's going to be visible is this front face, so obviously I want that looking nice. So I'm actually going to sand the sawn face because it gives me an head start, because it's smoother than the sawn from the factory. I might just do a little bit of the edges as well, just in case you can see them. So I'll get them clamped to the bench and get them done. Okay, so I've got these clamps in place exactly where I want them. The next thing I want to do is notch them out so they'll sit forward and come flush with this one. So I'm just going to mark them like that. So, and then I'll lay a piece of this on there so I can mark my full profile and cut them out. So there we go, suitably notched. I did mark them left and right. That's for over there, this one's for this side. I'll get them clamped back in position and see what we're looking like. That's not bad, is it? Smashing. I'm just going to sand these edges down a little bit, I think. Have a look at this one. Just to round them in a little bit. Wonderful. Get them in the right place. Excellent. Yeah, pretty happy with that so far. Righto, so it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get him now glued and screwed in place, I think. I'll do the other side. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the top and round the back. We can oil it after just the edge. You can see the door opens, creaking, exposes it. This comes down as well to expose it. So I think that's pretty good actually. Let's get it in. Whoop, so there we go. It's plumb that way, it's plumb that way, it's fixed, it's glued. This is going to take me forever, isn't it? I've got the other side done. Right, so they're in. All I've got to do now is repeat the process at this corner, but when I cut them in half, the timber, I need to cut that at a 17-degree angle so it'll stand there but still face the front, if that makes sense, and then run off it that way as well. So I need to cut this front at 17. It's getting more and more complicated by the minute. So I'll go and attempt to do those. Okay, these have actually come out exact, running exact, which is a miracle. What I need to do is just make sure these tops are level before I mark the rebits, because the floor's all over the place. So I'll drop the spirit level on them. They both look a little bit out actually visually, but you can't tell until you put the level on them. So that's the next thing to do. Right, so that one wants about 1mm taken off it. This one a little bit more. I'm gonna go for about 6 or 7. Doesn't matter if I take a bit too much off it, because I can always pack it up. So yeah, that's nice. So back again, back to the saws. Right, so there, if you can see that bubble, absolutely perfect, which is very happy days. Now the next thing is a 17-degree notch. That's definitely not going to be easy. So I'll see if I can get that done. Okay, so after several trips to the workshop and back, we've got our piece, we've got our levels perfect, we've got a really nice joint there. Yeah, that is wonderful. So I reckon I'm going to have to do the other side now. Right then, there we go. The two fronts of the sides are in. I'm going to leave it there. My head is absolutely battered. It's so complicated getting all these angles right and stuff. It takes a long time. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day then. We're going to carry on with this tomorrow, which will be in the new video. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thanks of course to all our Patreons, everyone that's bought us a coffee, everyone that's watched, all our subscribers. We'll see you on the next one.